take. So the question I was going to ask you was, giving you the floor. Everybody get to hear this, tuning into your episode. What talents are you looking to connect with personally? Who are you looking to work with or network with?
Say it one more time.
So when it comes to talents, giving you the floor, you can announce like what talents are you looking to connect with
Oh, okay.
or work with.
Honestly, I'm not a picky person. If I like your music, I will 100% be down to work with you. Like I ain't really picky.
And are you just looking for artists? Are you open to any other skill sets like YouTube reactors or anything?
Honestly, reacting videos would be awesome. I'm not just looking for artists. It could be actual artists. People who make cover photos. People who photographers. Videographers. I'm down to connect to anybody.
Okay, okay. Um, okay. Shout out to you. And you brought something to my attention I was actually curious about. Oh, you say you make your own merch.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Dude, it is one of the most frustrating things and expensive things I've ever had to come across. I want to be honest with you, uh, I, I sell my merch for pretty cheap because I want everyone to be able to afford it. But I also at the same
Mm,
time, it's a business move. I have to make profit, so I had to find a way to buy shirts in bulk and then make them and then be able to sell them for cheap. But man, I was not prepared for how time consuming it is to to make merch. I'm not gonna lie. It's like
what's Go ahead, go ahead.
it's like I'll be I don't know. Like I tried ink pressing, didn't like the way it turned out. So then I went to heat pressing, and that one turned out pretty well. I like heat pressing.
Mm. Are there other techniques that you use or you tried?
No, not yet.
Okay, it's just those two.
Just those two,
Uh,
ink and heating. So
okay. And for anybody that's thinking about getting into making their own merch independently, what advice would you give them?
I'm gonna give them advice that my aunt gave me. If you're making it in bulk, I would know if you have merch in bulk and you want merch in bulk and you have time to do it, make it yourself because
Mm,
you'll earn so much more money in the long term. However, if you're only doing like a local small show and you need merch quick, go to your local place and have it done. Just bite
no.
the bullet, pay the extra like $50 to get like 10 shirts, and just have it done locally because you'll get it the probably within the next day, and you won't have to have all the migraines of oh my goodness, am I gonna have enough or yeah.
You respect it. And what are you offering your line of merch?
Right now, short sleeves, long sleeves, and hoodies. Right now,
No. Shout out to you. And it would have like your logo?
yeah, this thing right here.
No problem.
Yeah,
All right, shout out to you. Shout out to
so the hoodies will have my logo on the chest and then my name down the sleeve.
you. Okay. And where can they go to make put in an order?
I haven't set that up yet, but that is in the process. And the second I have it, I will. Everyone will be the first to know.
Okay. And I'm curious, moving on to the next question. When it comes to behind the scenes, do you post any behind the scenes? Do you make any behind the scenes?
I'm gonna start to. That's actually something I want to do this because I've been wanting to do that. And every single time I do something, I'm like, ooh, like if I make a song, I'm like, oh, it's
Mm.
gonna be amazing. And then I'll make the song, and then I'll be sitting on it for a couple of weeks, ready to upload it, to promote it, to release it. And then I'd be like, I forgot to record, behind the scenes footage, and I am upset. So then I have to stage it.
Which of your projects you feel would have like the most impact for behind the scenes?
What do you mean?
Which of your songs that you already work on that you like you said you remember too late to do it behind the scene for it? So
Like
I'm curious which one.
my entire EP, for some
Mm,
reason, that took me. I would say 6 months to get it perfect, and I didn't record a single darn thing. And it's just one of those things where it's just like I really wish I did, because that was
Mm,
the first actual project that I did that I was just very excited about.
okay. And bringing this to your music, I check out about 11 songs. You have 11 songs in total, or is there more?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot more. Don't know how many, to be honest.
That's all on. I check out your Apple Music so far.
I,
Is there?
okay, so
It,
on Spotify, I think I got about 30 plus, maybe.
okay. And so it just so happen to work out like that. There's there some exclusive on your Spotify, or
Um, I did that in the beginning where I had some exclusive, but I was like, but in my mind I was like, it's just not worth it. Like, what's the point? Some people just prefer Apple Music over Spotify, and it's not fair, you know. So, and everyone should be able to enjoy the songs that they like on whatever platform they like. So I don't like doing exclusive songs. However, I can't speak for the people that I'm featured on. You know what I mean?
mm,
So if I do like a featured song with somebody or a remix with somebody, and they just upload it to Spotify, you know, I
it's
can't.
out of your hand.
It's out of my hands. So
Okay,
I go check my Spotify for songs.
okay, respect that. And speaking of collaborations, do you have a particular favorite collaboration you've done so far?
uh, not 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 anyone that really stands out
Mm,
currently. But yeah, no, not any that. I mean, I've done collaborations that I'm like, man, I did really good on this track, but it's like that's just me critiquing myself, really.
no, you haven't felt that. Safe to say, spark or
Yeah.
from another artist. Okay.
Well, actually,
Oh,
let me say this. I will say this: the one song that I did that I collaborated with, two songs. There's two songs that I collaborated with, and these two people are friends in real life. One's a guy, one's a girl. The female is the first female singer I've ever collabed with, and I waited because I wanted it to be like someone who actually, complimented my music.
mm,
And so I did a song with her, and a lot of my family and a lot of my friends and a lot of people I showed like that song. It's called Sometimes, and it's by me and a lovely lady named Keg. Uh, and then the other song that I did is with her friend. He goes by the name of T Reveal. Me and him did a song called Sad, and that one is is one of my favorites, mainly because of the storytelling, and it's sad. It stands for survive another day. So it's basically about our significant others, kind of just cheating on us and just not being faithful, basically, and us saying,
mm.
you know what, I'm tired of this, and then just leaving. It's a really good song. If you haven't heard it, I recommend you check it out. uh,
So I have listened to Sad and Sometime.
yeah,
So me being a first time listener, I listened to like 11 songs. There's one, two, three, four, five. Five out of 11 that stand out to me being a first time listener.
nice.
Happy Ever After,
That's my newest one that just came out.
Emotional Monster,
Yeah, on my EP.
Bad Dreams,
On my EP. Yeah,
Caroline,
on my EP.
Sometimes. Those are the five songs that stand out to me, being a first time listener.
Everyone, I will say this: as of lately, everyone is in love with Emotional Monster.
Mm.
Everyone really likes that song.
But how about you?
How about me? If
that,
I'm being honest, if I'm being honest,
that statement sounds it's like in when you're in a horror movie and it sounds like something they say positive, but it's actually a hidden message in it. That's how it came off. But go ahead. What you was about to say?
no, if you really want to know my favorite song that I've made,
mm,
"Happy Ever After" is one of my favorites. But the one that actually means the most to me is off my EP, and it's called "Stay." And
mm,
why that one I like so much is because I put more time and more effort in that one song in that beat to make it perfect. For my own ears and stuff, I took the time and made that piano
Mm,
roll perfect. I played that piano roll like 1,000 times to get it perfect. I recorded my singing vocals 1,000 times to make sure it was perfect. You know, I mixed it for like 2 weeks to make sure it was perfect. So that one I just took more time and effort in. And I don't know why. I just felt like I needed that one in a way.
that's good.
So that song to me is one of my favorites. If not, it's up there with my top five. If not top three.
And is it safe to say that was your most challenging song as well?
No, not my most challenging. My most challenging one, I would have to say, was probably Emotional Monster, honestly.
Emotional. Why is that?
Because uh, it gave me like it gave me X vibes, you know? And I was just like, wow, well, great. Now I have XXX in my head, and now I got to make it sound, I got to make it sound good, but I also can't make it, trash because then I feel like I'm disrespecting him in a way.
And disrespect who? You said disrespect who in a way.
Like XXX.
Oh, and
Yeah.
which sample do you use?
Which tempo?
No, sample.
Oh, sample. I don't use samples.
Oh, so what you was referring to, XXX.
So when I made the beat for Emotional Monster, I laid down like I mumbled my voice over the chorus. Like I told you, I always start with the chorus.
Mm,
And when I did that, I'm not even kidding. I might even snippet it one day and just post it for people to see. When I did it, it 100% sounded like his voice.
oh
Like I
wow.
show up my friends without telling them, and they'll be like, "I'm like, who does this sound like?" And they'll be like, "That sounds like X." 100% of the time.
Oh wow. Yeah. See, like stuff like that, I think that would definitely make for good content, especially to get to see like, what it takes to be in your shoes. So
Yeah.
from like you working on your merch to like, I mean, you basically, a one-man army. So there's a lot you could showcase, you working on yourself, craft, perfecting it. I think in the long run that would definitely do good, to show your worth ethic.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, we can start off with Happy Ever After. What inspired that song?
So this is awesome. So I went to visit my mom and my brother in South Carolina. I think it was might have been in January. No, it was longer than that. It was like October or something. And I visited my brother. He was in his dorm room or whatever in college, and he starts recording his guitar like we normally do. I just hit record, and I have him play his guitar. And
Mm,
one day, and then after he was done recording, he starts just messing with it. He's like, "Hey, bro, check this out. Do you like this?" And I was like, "I do like it, but give it a little smack on the strings. Like make it go like dung, you know."
mm,
So he does it, and then I have him record it. So he records it, and it's that guitar riff for Happy Ever After. And then I put my vocals in there as like the melody that's all, along with the guitar. And then I put some effects on that to make it sound like the way it does. And then the guitar and the drums. I made put the beat together, and it was a really good beat. And I was like, "Bro, check this out." And he's like, "That's awesome." And then I came back to PA, and I just sat on the beat for like a couple weeks. And then I went back to it, and then I just went, "This is not happy ever after." And I was like, it's the first words that came to my head. And I was like, you know what? I like it. Let's roll with it. And then just came from there. Just went on from there. Uh,
gotcha.
so basically, I had the idea. So after I made that chorus, I had the idea of the song being about, yeah, everyone's heard of a happy ever after. At the end of every single love story. Um, okay. At the end of every love story, you get that to that final page that says, "And they all lived happily ever after." But we all know in real life, you start a relationship with somebody, it's amazing at first, but the longer that relationship goes on, there's problems. It's not always happy. It's not always a good time. So I decided to make a song it's basically like that. Not every love story ends in a good way, and that's basically what the song's about.
And what's your longest relationship you've been in, if you don't mind me asking?
The one I'm in now, uh, going on 8 years now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Uh, and when it came to your brother, I'm curious, what's his favorite part, um, that he participated in that he really enjoys when it comes to uh offering his guitar skills to your music?
He loves when he records something, and then he loves how what I turn it into. Like that's his favorite part. Like when I take something that he himself made up and recorded, and then I take it and I make it sound 10 times better from mixing and mastering. And then so like for like Caroline, he did Caroline. He did Happy Ever After. If you heard Oak Tree, I don't know if you heard Oak Tree or not. He did Oak Tree. Um, and then my new song, The Wave, that's going to come out in July. He did that one too. So
No. So I did listen to Oak Tree. Um, okay. And do you have a particular favorite guitar part from your brother?
honestly, the one that's coming out, that one that's
The one
coming,
that's coming out?
the one that's coming out, I showed to a few set of people, and I'm not lying. They all it gets stuck in their head immediately. They just want to. It's a summer vibe. It's a different type of song that I normally release. It's more like a summer dance vibe, kind of just like relaxing on
Mm,
the beach type kind of song. It's a good song, if I do say so myself, and I'm proud of it.
okay. And I haven't checked your YouTube yet, but I'm curious, do you have any music videos out?
uh, yes, I do. I'm gonna start. I'm currently investing into a better camera so I can get, better quality videos out of that. I have one for Oak Tree, one for Sometimes, one for a song that came out I think in 23 or 24. I think it was 23. It came out in 23. Um, and then I have one for a song that came out in 22.
Okay. So it was Oak Tree sometimes, and what was the other one?
I got another song. I got another music video that's called "Before I Die" that came out in 2023.
Okay.
And
I
then
listened to the audio version. I didn't see the music.
I have another one called "What Do You See" that came out in 2022.
What do you see? Okay. And when did you start releasing music? What year was that?
When I start releasing music, I can tell you the exact date. I released my first song. I recorded my first song and released it almost the same day, which is probably why it was awful. Uh,
Hmm.
it was December 1st, 2015.
December 1st, 2015.
Yeah.
So you got 10 years experience. That's what's up. And from 10 years, what do you find as your biggest strength compared to your biggest flaw as
uh,
an artist?
my biggest strength is when knowing when a song just isn't just even though I might have put a lot of effort in it, if I know the song is just not gonna do well, I know that I know well enough just to throw it away and come back to
Okay.
it when I'm more prepared.
No.
Um, and then my weakness would probably be it used to be, I would say, rushing songs. Nowadays it's not promoting enough. I feel like I don't do enough on the TikTok and Instagram reel side of things, and I need to get better with that.
Okay. So my 2 cents, I think you could definitely kill two birds with one stone. With your behind the scenes, I think that'd be a perfect time to show unreleased music, to build hype and let people, like your audience, decide, like, hey, what you doing? You sleeping on that one song? I really want that shit as a ringtone. But I think that could definitely open up the door to your audience and just to get to see like, oh shit, this song didn't get to make it, or just to get to hear more about the songs that did get to make it. I think
Okay.
that could be very intriguing from both sides, and that way your effort don't go to waste. At least it's still somewhat getting seen, and bringing your views or whatever. You'd be surprised what people connect to. So sometimes, even when you're sleeping on yourself, you should still let it get a chance, at least get seen. Just in case that somebody want it.
Yeah.
Everybody do want a bad bitch, by their side, but some people settle for a hooker. So, so when it comes to listeners and everything, everybody's in their own wave, everybody's in their own mood. So, there's a lot of ears, there's a lot of people out there that you can potentially pique their interest, even with your unreleased stuff. So, I definitely recommend take advantage, especially you spend a lot of time and effort. Uh, so don't let it go to waste, I would say. But outside of that, that's my only two cents. I think everything else from the standpoint of looking at your catalog, if correct me where I'm wrong, but it seems like your catalog is very what's the word I put it? Mm, it seemed like it connects to people to like that go through like certain events that is able to be relatable
Yeah.
to everyday man. That
Yeah.
that's a correct way to put it.
Yeah. Like heartbreak or depression, or sometimes I'll throw in a fun song every once in a while just to change things up. But I like to stay real and start in line. I like to talk about things that no one really talks about. So
Mm.
yeah.
And do you have a limit of like how far you would go with that?
Uh, so all my music comes from a real place. One way or another, I experienced at some point in my life everything that you hear, one way or another. So there's really no limit that I will go as, as long as I know about it and I'm not speaking out of my own field. Because I don't want to say something that's not true and offend people. You know,
Mm.
I want to be able to say something that people are like, yes, I'm glad someone else feels the same way, and that I'm not alone, kind of deal.
Okay. And how do you balance keeping yourself from getting too personal on your music?
Honestly, I'm an open book, man. I don't really care if I get too personal or not.
No.
Sometimes I would say that sometimes, like I used to mention my brother in almost all my songs when I first started, and then I kind of stopped. Um, Now I do want to make a song at one point that talks about my brother and his story. But until I get that point right, I feel like I really don't have a too personal thing. I'm an open book, like I
Mm.
said. So yeah, but I don't want to make songs that aren't fully accurate. If you get what I'm saying.
No, I understand where you're coming from. I respect that. Um, okay. And you plan on, and will this be like a single? Will you make like a whole album for him to tell his story?
It depends. It depends if one song doesn't do its justice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respect,
So
respect.
like for example, the EP that I made, I started with making Emotional Monster, which I know we're backtracking quite a bit here for a second, but so I started with that song, and then that song inspired me to make an EP because I was like, you know what? There's more that I can say that kind of falls in the line of this song. And
Mm-hmm.
then I made Stay, and then I made Oak Tree, and then I made Bad Dream, and then I made Caroline, and it kind of just fell into place from there. So,
Okay. And speaking of Stay and Oak Tree, I'm curious what inspired those two songs.
um, Oak Tree was basically just, you know, my brother made playing that guitar, and then I heard it, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want it to be like a vibey song, but I want it to match what I'm talking, like what this EP is gonna be about. So I was like, you know what? You always hear about people being, carving their initials in an oak tree or carving their initials in a tree trunk. and then like that becomes like the focal point of their relationship is their initials in a tree. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about or not.
Mm.
Um, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put a twist on it. Basically, like we always said that we would meet right here at this spot, but it's just me sitting waiting for this woman to show up that never shows up. That's what Oak Tree is about. So, and then for Stay, basically kind of ties in with Oak Tree. It's kind of like I would do anything, just let me know. I would do whatever it takes just for you to stay. So all these songs kind of inspired each other in a way.
Oh, and I know you were saying Wave was a song that he was working on releasing on July this summer. Is there anything else that the audience can look forward to you uh that's coming out, by the end of this year?
Um, I, I mean, all I gotta say is that my brother and I sat in the studio together and recorded a lot of guitar riffs. So we got a lot of guitar style beats coming out soon. Um,
Okay.
it's it's gonna be a lot of, so once the wave comes out, it's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be a lot of songs in that kind of style, and it's gonna be kind of in the style of Happy Ever After. So we already got the first half of what my music's gonna be like from here on out, and then the second half is gonna happen. You're gonna figure that out in a couple months.
Okay. And when it comes to your younger brother, will music be something that he'd be interested to tackle more on in the future?
He is so right. So when I first started my journey 10 years ago, I tried to get him to join my journey with me, and he just wasn't ready.
Mm.
I tried to force it. I tried to push it. He just did not want to do it. And I would say, I'm not even kidding. I would say when we recorded the guitar riff for Oak Tree, Caroline, and Happy Ever After, he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I actually like this." And then so he's starting to actually. He really wants to get more into this music thing. Like he's already talking about doing more open. He wants to do his open mic nights with me because he hasn't done any yet, but he wants to do
Mm.
it with me. And I
That's
said,
what's up.
yeah, and I was like, you know what? I got you. When I come down, see you guys. We'll do a bunch of open mics.
That's what's up. And how that make you feel?
Made me feel proud and happy. Not gonna lie. He was like, man.
Yeah.
He's like, man. I wish that I wish that I did it sooner with you. And I was like, told you, but you don't listen to me because you're a brat.
Mm. And do you have like a idea of like what he want to jump into? Like would he be going into like a full on instrument, or would he be interested to make his own music someday?
As of right now, I think he just wants to stick with doing the guitar and being my guitarist at this point.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to you.
But like,
And when it
but
comes,
if he wants to step forward, like step out of his own shell and do other things, I'm more than
mm,
happy to, you know, push him in the right direction and make some master his stuff if he needs me to. I'm more than willing to help him out.
that's what's up. Shout out to that. And when it comes to exploring and experimenting uh more sounds, do you have an idea of like what that would look like for you?
Like more sounds.
Yeah. What does that look like for you? Will you be tapping into country, reggae?
You know what? Hi, baby. Go.
You're a father as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit, shout out to you.
Baby, go. Um, so what was the question? She distracted me.
No problem. So I was curious, like when it comes to exploring like other genre of music or other
Oh,
sounds.
right. Country, and
Mm,
so I'm not against blending my genre up with other artists as long as we complement each other. You know.
mm,
However, I'm not gonna go out of my way to make a country song.
mm. Yeah, I'm just curious, like what does that look like for you? What does exploring look like for you?
I'm down. I'm open to it.
Okay.
I haven't pursued it at all, but I'm not against it. I mean, Post Malone went to country and he's doing
No,
great.
no. What I was asking, like, what does that look like for you? Like, what genre do you see yourself exploring?
Oh, like what genre?
Yeah.
I can see myself leaning in with rock, and as much as I don't like country music, I can see myself doing a country song as well.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. What
but
would be an eyeball for you?
like what do you mean?
Like what one that you think that would be an eyeball? Like if your audience get to see you tap into that genre of music, they'd be like, what the fuck? What is he doing?
um, screamo.
Screamo? That would be out of the world for you?
Yeah, dude, I'm just
Okay.
out of the world. I'll be like, there's no way.
And by screamo, do you mean like you would take on like the screamo, or will you have an artist that's within the
I
screamo?
dude, I can't. I don't have the voice. Like if I do that, man, you can kiss my career over. I probably train my voice forever.
Mm, okay. And my last question I have for you before you go, here's a fun one. If you could describe your music as one color, what color will you use to describe your
What in the world kind of
music?
color? Uh, I was gonna say rainbow, but that's
Mm.
not true at all. That's but for some reason that's the first one that popped in my head.
Mm,
I would say a color, a yellowish gold,
yellowish gold.
like a happy hour sunset kind of color. You know,
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
like I don't know, beautiful, like a beautiful color kind of deal.
Like like the opening credits to a movie or like the end credits to a movie?
Depends on the movie, you know. Depends on the movie. I mean,
Okay. Okay. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Outside of that, checking out your music and getting to know you, I would definitely say you're pretty interesting, and I think you definitely got potential to get more audience and get more seen, um, just by your work ethic, your music. Uh, I think you got a lot going for yourself. So
thank you.
I would definitely recommend like keep striving, keep promoting yourself, and keep putting yourself out there. I would definitely be curious. I know you say you want to tap in with the locals, but I'd be curious to see overseas what attention you would grab.
I thought about that. I thought about overseas, but I'm like, I don't even know how to target that audience without abandoning my current targeting audience. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
that's a good thing with social media, and then you can always create more than one account for
yeah,
different
yeah,
music.
that's fair.
Um, but also like getting other people to share your stuff too. 'Cause like their inner circles, you'd be amazed like what people inner circles will reach to. Um, so by taking advantage like social media, we can easily get access to that data. And depending on your marketing strategy as well, when you're releasing your music too, uh, like for example, like releasing like instruments version, like this could be another opportunity for you too as well. Before you release like a full version of your songs, I recommend try testing out releasing a few of your beats. Because like the one thing I happen to notice when it comes to like releasing music, sometimes depending on the lyricism or what you're speaking of, it might not be in the range of like other country what they would promote. So I would test out releasing beats first because it got less barriers for people to put on it.
Yeah,
Um, to hold back your audience. So releasing your beats, it can actually farther travel and get more outreach.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
so I would definitely recommend like if you know what that could probably be a perfect strategy for you. From the artist standpoint, the locals make sense, but from the producer standpoint, I think outreach could be your best effort.
yeah. I agree. I agree. Because I've thought about just releasing beats because I'm like I might make this song into like a sad song, but someone could turn it into like a pop song. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um,
And who knows? You could be the next DJ Khaled. Another
and
one.
if that's catchy, I need a tag, dude.
Hmm. Oh, you don't have a tag yet?
I don't have a tag yet. No.
All right. How about Jay Nasty?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one. You
Well,
already.
outside, yeah. But checking out your social media and everything, seeing you engage with the local community, seeing you put in the work and time, uh, do each of your songs, or even just hearing the backstory that you have with your brother, your older brother inspiring, and your younger brother, tapping in, hearing stories like that. We don't really get to hear, stuff like that, especially like family coming together and trying to create something.
Yeah.
So, I think you got a lot of potential. So I'm just curious to see like how far you take this in the future, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you at the top. But before you go, shout out all your platforms. Shout out anybody that you want to put on, and then drop a song out of your catalog you want the audience to tune into.
Um. Well, if you guys want to listen to my music, you can listen to me at J Brother Prime on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora. All those fancy music platforms. You can find me on Instagram at J Brother Prime. Same with Facebook, J Brother Prime. TikTok, J Brother Prime. All J Brother Prime. It's very easy to find me. Um, let's see. No, that's about it. I really don't.
You don't have anybody you want to put on?
No, not currently.
Okay. Any
Not,
song out of your catalog?
catalog. I would say listen to my newest song, "Happy Ever After." Just came
No.
out the beginning of this month. Came out May 9th. So still some traction building up on that one. And if you listen to it, give me a follow. Let me know what you think. If you have
Okay.
any suggestions on what I should do differently, let me know. You know, or if
Okay.
you want to
Bet.
for a remix, or if you want to hop on a song, let me know. You know.
Okay. Bet. But it was great to have you on this podcast, bro.